Hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the Norfolk Broads, where I'm at the place called Hoe Hill, and this sits quite close to my heart because I grew up just a few miles down the road from here and I used to come here very often, mainly to explore the nature trails, and it's one of the first places that I really learnt to explore and appreciate nature and the outdoors. Now where I am, where Hoe Hill is, it's just right alongside the River Ant, so I can see the river over there, and that is Turf Fen Drainage Mill. And that dates to 1880 and is grade 2 star listed. And what I'm going to do is head over to Toad Hole Cottage, which is where you pay to enter the nature trails, and I want to head over to a couple of skeleton mills which are along the River Ant, and then I'm going to follow the trail around the entire nature reserve back to the start. And there's a car park just behind me which is free. So this wooden mill here, this is clay rack drainage mill, and it's a trestle mill, which means basically it's a skeleton mill, so it doesn't have the brick outside, it is just this wooden tower, but actually performs the same functions. So this one actually dates to the late 19th century and is grade 2 star listed, and I think one of only 3 trestle mills left in the entire Norfolk Broads. Now just down this path here is also clay rack drainage mill, and that one is also a skeleton mill, but it's not in its original position. It was originally placed at Ranworth Marshes, about 2.5 miles away, and then moved here in the late 1980s. So I've paid for my ticket to get into the reserve, and at £3 it's an absolute bargain, and it gives you a little map of the trail as well. And I've just entered the first marsh, and I've got a lovely view across to Boardman's Mill, where I was just a few minutes ago. Clay rack just a bit further along, and I forgot to say that at the moment it doesn't have the sails on, so I'm guessing they're doing some restoration works on there. But just ahead is actually going to be the first hide that overlooks a little scrape, and I've been here before and I've seen sandpiper here before, and also bitten and bearded tit, so fingers crossed I'll actually see something interesting. And I've got a feeling the reserve is going to be rather empty because I've picked a day for it. It's pretty much rained all morning. Not raining right now, it was raining when I first started, and it doesn't look like there's going to be anybody about, which is really nice. So the nature reserve of Hoe Hill is actually owned and managed by the Broads Authority, and it covers 365 acres and is home to some of Britain's rarest species like bittern, marsh harriers and bearded reedlings. And in fact, when I was down in the hide just over there, I managed to spot a female marsh harrier flying over, and another bird of prey which could have been a sparrowhawk, maybe a kestrel or a hobby. I'm not quite sure, it was very distant. But a lot of the reserve you can't actually access. It covers such a vast area. But there are boat trips available from the quay just over there, which takes you to another bird hide on the other side of the River Ant. So for such a short walk, you actually pass through quite a few different types of landscape and environment. So right at the start, I was along the riverbank, and then I went through the grazing marsh into the reed bed. And then I've just passed through some aldercar, which is a type of woodland that remains wet throughout the year. So it's like a marsh woodland. And now I'm in a deciduous woodland. This is just absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm hopeless identifying trees, but these ones here got to be some of my favourite types. They are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. That alongside oak as well. Everyone loves an oak tree. So I'm going to follow this through the woodland and up to the Hoe Hill Trust House, which is like an outdoor centre. So when I was a child, we used to come here quite a lot with the school because they've got like an outdoor centre where you go pond dipping and walking around, enjoying the woodland really, just being at one with nature. And I've actually just passed a little group of school kids who are currently doing the pond dipping just down behind me over there. Now, although it was only short, I do hope you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and also ring the bell to keep up to date with future uploads, and I will see you next time.